2024 is already coming to an end, and I wanted to take a chance to show off this year's best builds from me. First off, I didn't do much to this truck. I got it pretty modded except for the power system. It has a Traxxas 2-3S VXL system, Red Cat tires, and a whole lot of machined 7075 aluminum hot racing parts. This truck hasn't been run more than 10 or 12 times, but even so, this thing's a blast. I haven't actually made a video on it, but it's really cool. We should do one sometime. Next up, we have the Axial SCX24 Lexus GX470. While this might not be my favorite personal build of the year, it is my favorite new release. I made a short recently about how it's a pretty capable crawler, and I love the looks. This thing can outperform a lot of other crawlers with minimal upgrades, just shocks and some weight reduction. Overall, it's a great value for the price, which is only, I think, $130. And depending on if you like the look, I think it's one of the best SCX24s. In the same vein, this is actually a Bronco SCX24, but it's pretty hard to tell. It has an Endura cage with some crazy portals, wheels, and a brushless motor. It's fit with full droop shocks, which make it an absolute weapon on the trails. Now that we come to it, this is one of my trucks that can actually go on rocks and not trails. However, these next trucks might be better on the trails. WPLs are known for being kind of cheap, but also pretty capable for the price. This year, I completely upgraded to all hobby-grade electronics with 160 amp ESC, which is ludicrous, which uses Dean's plugs. I also cut up the body and added on these huge tires, which help it be pretty successful on the trails. Next up is my one and only 6x6. It's also made by WPL and is super fun to drive. It also has full hobby-grade electronics and a soldered motor. It is a true 6x6, six-wheel drive, and utilizes leaf springs. This next build isn't completely done, but it's a Losi Baja Ray. I got this for a concerningly low price, and I'm starting to see why. So far, I've rebuilt the front and rear differentials, added a new ESC and servo, and even after all of that, there's still a weird clicking sound and a major problem with the steering. I think if I don't get this going soon, I might just take it to a hobby shop and see if they can get it going. Otherwise, I might take a bit of a break from it. And last, but probably the best, we have this old Vitara buggy. It was made in like 2015, and they're super rare. It was a small brand by Horizon, and they only made 4 or 5 cars. I've seen very few of these on YouTube or otherwise, but they're super cool and they drive super well. All that I've added to it is new electronics and a metal servo. Otherwise, it's almost entirely stock. And surprisingly, it did come with metal shocks, bead locks, and metal gears, which is kind of crazy for the price point. These were originally about $300 for the kit. They have inboard front suspension and a rear solid axle, which makes it very capable off-road, but also really fun to drive on-road. There's a bit of torque twist, but I don't mind that. It just looks so cool. And even though it looks good, it's pretty good off-road as well. While it's not technically waterproof, I couldn't miss the chance to drive it through this little stream, because the shot is one of my best. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hitting 1,000 subscribers in 2024, and I hope to see y'all again next year. I've got quite a few cool projects on the way, including restoring an old AX10. I'm sure a lot of you don't even know what that means, so subscribe to find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next year.